Welcome to the True Love Secrets Revealed online summit. Today we have Kathryn Alice joining us. She is a best-selling author and love guru who has helped tens of thousands attract their soulmates. You can see behind her all the pictures of the marriages that have happened thanks to her coaching. She is also known for her work in healing the brokenhearted. That is fabulous, Kathryn. Thank you so much for being here.
Well, thanks for having me, Natalia.
I love, love, love what you are doing. And today, our interview is going to be all about how to get chased by changing our energy. Would you mind tell us a little bit about this topic? I know you specialize on magnetizing a man and the energy dynamics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Well, the energy that we exude is everything. And so sometimes if somebody is interested, if you're interested in a guy and then it fizzles, the reason is because there was kind of a repellent energy. Most people don't know about energetics, and then they wonder why their friend, who's not even that great and not that, not knockout gorgeous, is having so many men hit on her, or be interested in her. And that's because it's energetics. It's not a lot of things people think it is, but it's our energy. And so there's certain energies like a low level anxiety or desperation that literally repel. You might as well put your hand on their chest and push them away. That's how powerful. And then there's energies that we can start using. And I attribute my success to people learning this that are really magnetic. And you can get someone who you formerly would have thought was way out of your league, interested, and feel very popular. And it leads a lot more quickly to true love, to the right one.
Wow, that is amazing. It's so subtle that, yes, probably not too many people know about that. We
They
rely.
don't, and then they're frustrated. They don't know, why do I keep getting rejected? Why do I keep attracting unavailable guys? There's a reason for that. And when we get down to the root of it, like the magnetics, and the attraction, then it changes everything.
Right. So, Catherine, what kind of energy repels and why?
Well, there's a bunch of energies that repel: negativity, not believing in yourself, which is a hard one. It takes some doing if that's a problem to really fix that one. Any anxiety about the person, desperation, even low level desperation, where you kind of like this person, you really want it to go well, but you're anxious about it. That's repellent. Getting attached prematurely, going too fast, and the other person's not there with you is repellent. All of those energies are very repellent. And then, as we solve them, then we enact the magnetic energy, and that changes. It can even change things in a existing relationship too.
Right, right. Now, I am thinking about those situations where women meet a guy and everything is great,
Mm-hmm.
they're getting along great, everything is flowing, and the relationship gets better and better and better. And then there is that point where we as women sometimes start to get anxious and,
Uh-huh.
why do you think that happens? Why at the beginning we can be so cool and, being in our power and be so open and centered and grounded. And after a while, once we start to like the guy more and more, we can get into that anxious attachment pattern.
Yeah, well, you mentioned it. I mean, attachment is everything. It's something
Oh,
we're hardwired to do when we're babies. If we didn't get attached to a primary caregiver, usually the parent, then we would die. We wouldn't thrive. And so we still have that as grown-ups. And if you're wounded, if you've been traumatized in the past, then your attachment can get out of whack. And so, as you get to know somebody, you start getting attached to them, you care, and you get hopes for the relationship. And if you've had disappointments in the past, which many of us have, I think all of us have, then it's easy to think, oh God, is this going to happen again? Is it going to fizzle? Are they going to lose interest? Is something going to happen? And so that all comes into play. The more you like somebody, the more attached you get to them. And we need to handle that. There's a way to walk through that. It's a delicate time. walk through it to a successful relationship and getting what you want. A lot of people don't know that. I have a module I give people in my love club called Get 'em Begging to Commit. And it's all about this, like what to say, what not to say, what energy to exude. And people are like, oh my God, I wish I'd known that so long
I
ago.
know.
Because, we just don't think about it. But it really, that's, if anybody ever, any of you who are listening ever wondered why, what happened, what did I do? That's it. And it's so hidden, it's so subtle that until you know about it, you don't really know what to do differently. And then once you do, it's like, oh my gosh, okay, now everything makes sense and I can do differently now. So
Wow, yes, that is amazing. I always wonder why we are not taught in school or, how to do it.
well, that would be more valuable than learning calculus, which I took and can't remember any of it now because you don't
I
use it.
I
And,
know.
and emotional intelligence actually is a bigger determinant of future success than no matter, sadly, no matter how competent or smart you are. So it really should be teaching that in school. I agree.
I know. So true. So true. So, Catherine, we talked a little bit about how, what kind of energy repels. And I would like you, if you could please explain now what kind of energy attracts. So, this lead.
Yeah, well, the kind of energy attracts is opposite. Like the repellent energy is always fear based. And so the attractive, the magnetic energy is always based in trust, in
Mhm.
faith that you are good enough for love, faith that you do have somebody out there who's right for you and that you will find them so you're not desperate, right?
Mm.
Faith that the universe will deliver it and you don't have to go way out of your way or do backflips to get it or prove anything. You just get it because you're breathing, right?
Yeah.
And no matter what. And so that is the opposite. And the more that we hold ourselves as valuable and a catch, the more magnetic we are.
Wow. Wow. That's
Yeah.
really, really good. And how can they embrace those magnetic qualities fast and
Yeah. Well, when I work with people, we do exercises to get there. Self-esteem is a huge issue because I call it the universal attractant confidence because studies show we all like different things. I know that I've been teaching workshops for a long time. And everybody likes different things. Nobody can agree on what's attractive. But the one thing that studies show everybody is attracted to is confidence, is good self-esteem, healthy self-esteem. Like, I just feel like I am a catch and any guy would be lucky to have me. And it's kind of putting on a cape, like a superhero would put on a cape. When you put on that energy, super magnetic, it changes a lot of things. And so I teach people how to change that. They start having new thoughts about themselves. And even before they're going into a place where they might meet somebody or they're going to see somebody they're interested in, kind of pretending they're putting on that cape. And that cape says, I am irresistible. And it really makes a difference. I've seen crazy things happen just out of doing that particular process.
Oh my God, I love it. I love the cape idea. That's awesome. The imaginary cape. I love it, love it, love it. So good. So changing a little bit the direction of our talk, I have a question for you. What to do in this situation when if we are dating a guy and he's pulling away, or if we have a guy that is breadcrumbing us, or he's hot and cold.
Yeah. Well, I call that, I have a model on that called the mouse eel experiment, or the mouse cheese experiment, because it
Oh,
intermittent rewards, like this is way back in the 60s, the first research was done on this. And it showed that intermittent rewards, well, blowing hot and cold is the most addictive thing, particularly, if you like them anyway, and suddenly they're blowing cold for a minute. You get desperate. That's when people can get off center. Like, where did he go? And so we have to do the opposite of what we're tempted to do. And that is we want to cling on. And the minute you cling on, they're running for the hills. Nobody wants to be clung to. It's really repellent energy. And
I,
so one of the things I'm known for is release work. And this is around attachment again, that we loosen up on the attachment. We have to let go all the way. I call it partial release. But we let go, we do the opposite. Rather than cling on, we're like, okay, give them their space. Let's let go. I'm going to get busy dating other people. If we're not committed, I'm going to flirt. Even if we are committed, I'm going to at least look around a little and get busy with other things in my life. I'm not going to have them be the focus. I'm going to let them go. And that can put things on track faster than anything else. And I've had quite a few relationships saved just out of doing
That is amazing. That is amazing. That works.
that.
That works so well. It works so well with my husband. He's like the perfect prototype for because it's
I know.
amazing,
Isn't that true? I do that in my own marriage.
Yeah.
I do partial release. I release my husband just about every day. If I
Okay,
see I'm getting
tell us more
clingy.
about that. That's the juicy stuff. Good.
Yeah. Well, if I see that I'm getting too clingy or depending on him for too much, I let go. And I trust that, we've been married a long time now. We're happy. I can trust him and I don't need him for everything, which I can tend to do. You know how you just get so entwined in marriage. And when I do, it goes better. And when I don't, he feels it and he acts uncharacteristically, kind of pushing me away. It doesn't work. And I think I've had crazy stories about people releasing and crazy things happening, like uncanny, like it defies logic. And so I feel like release is a default. It's an act of trust that you do get what you want and you don't have to get it from this particular situation or this person. And it just really works, So I'm known for my release work. My probably best-selling download on Audible of all time is called Releasing a Person. Hundreds of these crazy, really good reviews, just because people need it and people don't know how to do it. Because there's a process you can do to ease up on the attachment,
Wow.
So yeah.
Wow, I love that. Thank you for sharing that. It's so refreshing, when you hear that love
Yeah.
coaches, that experts in the area are using their own tips. Which one is the advice that you use the most in your marriage to keep it going?
Well, it goes back to attracting him. I was a single mom for a while,
Oh,
for a
yeah?
few years before I met him. And I waited. I didn't want to settle. And I was practicing everything I now teach. And so what happened is I attracted the right person. And I think that's the key, is not settling, not prematurely jumping the gun because you just think it's time to get married. But I really waited, and then he came along, and it's just the right person. We have chemistry that doesn't quit, and we just suit each other very well. We have a very strong marriage and are partners through life. We have kids together and just a beautiful family. And so I think more than anything, just waiting and attracting the right person is everything. It's the biggest decision we make, and if you wait and you do what you need to do to get the right person to be magnetized, your whole life has changed. There's no denying that your life changes for the better forever, for the rest of your life. So, that's what it was, is just, figuring out how to magnetize the right person. Now that's something that I also am known for, that I teach.
Beautiful. I love your answer. I love your answer.
Thank you.
So agree with you so much. With the right person, it's just we can't do anything wrong. I mean, everything is workable. So
It's so much easier. I didn't really believe it because, like everybody, I'd had some failed relationships and heartbreaks. But it's so crazy when you meet the right person, it just goes easily.
yeah.
It's like, God, can it be this good? Can it be this easy? No matter how bad it's been in the past. And so that's like the big surprise, is how it's easy. It's not hard.
What would you say to a client that is dating? She has been dating for a while and she has done the work with you and she's in a good place, she's not perfect,
Uh-huh.
she's good. And she's having this feeling of when it's gonna happen. She knows she has to wait for the right person
Right.
and all that. But what would you say a woman that is like, when it's gonna happen? Like, I'm done. I have done all the work to
Well,
make
I'd say we still had a little work to do, because that energy, and some people get all excited and they're like, where is he? And every place they go to, they're looking around. When's it going to happen? That's impatience. Impatience is a
Okay.
little repellent. Again, low level anxiety. But, when we work on magnetism, they get in a place where they're not thinking that. They're enjoying the journey. They know what's going to happen. And so they can relax into themselves and enjoy the journey. That is so magnetic that then it happens a lot quicker. It's kind of a conundrum. One of my favorite quotes is from Course in Miracles, and it's the infinite patience brings immediate result, right? And so it's kind of like this, it doesn't make sense in a way, but it does. And so I try to get them to have greater faith that love is on its way, which it is, and just enjoy the journey, enjoy their last single days. That's like a chapter in my book, in my biggest book, Love Will Find You, and that's just that. These are your last single days. Get ready for love. Spend time with loved ones. Put your bills on bill pay, because everybody disappears when you fall in love. You're just in this cocoon of love, and all of a sudden you don't see people as much. And it's a good thing when you do that. But might as well get ready and just say, okay, it's on its way. These are my last single days, and I'm getting ready, and I'm going to enjoy this time, my last days of being by myself, because there's value in that too. We're all single at some point, and it's nice.
That's beautiful. I love it. Enjoy the journey, enjoy the moment because it's
Yeah.
fun. It's fun. I remember I went on 200 first dates in 2 years and
Uh-huh.
had so much fun. I tell my clients, you enjoy it because then you get my, I have been with my husband for 15 years. Now
Oh,
we have to work on making it fun and, it's not like
yeah.
just happens. And on those 200 first dates, it was like fun, 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 fun because everything was new and having all
Uh-huh.
those guys telling me how pretty I was and all that was great. So
Yeah.
I think it's awesome to not forget that that's just a moment, it's a part of the journey and it's a very short part of the journey because
Yeah. When once you're in love, you don't remember whatever time you spent, getting
no,
there. You're too
no,
busy being in love and in this whirlwind romance. It's so great.
right, right. So how did you meet your husband? Do you have
I
a
met him through mutual friends. It's a
yeah.
protocol that I kind of made into an exercise that I do with people.
Oh,
If you look at studies to this day, more people meet through mutual friends than on dating apps. To this day, even after the pandemic, after everything, they still. It's just you have more contacts. Like with him, we had mutual friends, and so they vouched for us to each other. They were like, "He's a really good guy," but I was already attracted. I already liked him. But we just met through mutual friends at a magical moment in our lives, and it was the perfect moment. We were happy. We laughed because we were both really thriving at that moment and happiest we'd ever been alone, which is such a oxymoron. It's a weird thing because it's like a paradox. Because when you're happiest alone is when you're most magnetic to love, because you kind of let go. You don't need it, and so then it can come in, and so it was a big surprise, and then it was a whirlwind, and kind of many years down the road it still is.
oh, that's beautiful. I can see you glowing when you talk about it. It's like what
Yeah.
you glow generally, but now you glow harder. I'm going to ask you a last question. There is something that I hear a lot about women asking me, do I have to be perfectly healed or do I have to be in a great place in order to meet the one?
Yeah, the
What are your
answer on
thoughts
that is
on
no.
that? Okay.
I do work with people on getting magnetic, but I've had crazy stories where a woman that I worked with was in the hospital, and she was supposed to die. She met this guy who was visiting somebody on her wing of the hospital, and they fell in love, and she ended up getting healed out of that. And so
Oh,
and that's physical healing, but emotional healing can be more challenging. But your journey continues with that person, so you don't have to be perfectly healed. That's kind of a myth, and you may be waiting a while, but that person can help to heal you. If you've had body issues, for example, when they're kissing you all over, it's hard to continue the body issues. Clearly they're crazy about how you look in your body, right? And so the healing continues together, and soulmates do heal each other in many ways.
right.
They don't go anywhere. Your abandonment issues fly away, any issue. And so, no, you don't have to be completely healed and perfectly ready. The universe has your back, and you will have love. The biggest thing is just starting to have faith that you do get love, no matter what.
Right. Right. It's faith. It's faith. It's a huge
Yeah,
component.
it always goes back to trust and faith that you get what you want. It's not meant to be dangled in front of you only
Oh,
to
right.
be jerked away. you actually really get your soulmate.
Yeah. Oh, how beautiful. Thank you. There is anything else you would like to share with the audience?
Well, if there's any parting words, it would just be that you do get love. I want you to hear me. You do get love. There is somebody earmarked for you, no matter what you've been through, what your past is, and we can get you there. And I know that this summit is a great help to you. And the reason you're here in this summit and hearing us right now is because you know that there is somebody. And my indicator when I meet somebody, you know how I can tell that they have a soulmate? If they want one. Because I think the desires, we are born with desires that are meant to be fulfilled and that you will get it. And that's how I know that you do have somebody. So keep that in mind.
Yes, that's beautiful, beautiful. And also you have gift for our viewers, I understand.
Yeah, a little, it's kind of a sample of some of the things we talked about. I have the release process in
Oh,
it.
great.
It's like a little sample. So there's the release process I use, which is guided meditation and then some tools.
Oh,
And
wow.
it's an audio and also an ebook that goes with it, to do the work. And then a soul call, which is like starting to magnetize. It's like you're sending your call out for your person. So a soul call and work on your soulmate. And then another audio that also kind of helps you along the way towards staying magnetic. So
Oh my
those
God.
are my free gifts. It's called the Attract Love Fast package. And if you like what you've been hearing, you want to try to get magnetic, I'm here to help. And these can absolutely help you. So I hope you'll grab it.
Yes, absolutely. Please go grab it, enjoy it, practice it, and contact Kathryn. She can help you for sure with your love journey. You're adorable. So thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much for being here with us.
Well, thank you and sending love to everyone.